welcome to this presentation. It was mid-October and I was in dire need of a topic for my Apex capstone project. I constantly kept reminding myself to look for a topic until it was drilled into my unconscious thought process. One day in my psychology class, the unconscious reminder I had set aside came to the forefront of my attention. The teacher was going over the diagram of the brain, nothing I wasn't familiar with until she mentioned the reticular formation. The reticular formation is a network within the brain, a coordinating system branching out, starting at the brainstem with connections to sensory, somatic motor, and visceral motor systems. This wasn't the part that got my attention. What got my attention was when she stated that we humans owe the ability to be conscious to this small system located at the base of the brain. Imagine that. Now this is where hypnosis comes into play. As I conducted my research going forward, one thing was common. Everybody who wants to achieve what is psychologically known as self-actualization reverts to hypnosis for answers. Self-actualization is a person's ability to achieve their unique personality traits, therefore becoming the person they view themselves to be. Hypnosis is considered a form of therapy that can induce a state of controlled unconsciousness, where a hypnotist uses commands to instruct a person to behave or think in a certain way. One major reason I chose hypnosis as my topic is because it is a topic that is not as widely talked about and is controversial in nature. My goal for this project was to research hypnosis, the science behind it, and its application. Let's jump right in. The human mind is a beautiful creation. Using up the most oxygen in the body, the ability of the brain to adapt is key to psychological, biological, and social development. Although the brain chemistry of all individuals differ, similar characteristics allow people to have similar traits. Inside the brain, neurons communicate with each other through synapses. When an electrical signal arrives at the dendrite of a neuron, the axon aids the action potential towards the synaptic cleft. The job of the synapse is to transform the electric action potential signal into a chemical signal. This ability of the brain to induce a thought process leads to an action. This action is analyzed from the anatomical perspective. Actions caused by the communication of neurons can be categorized as sensory and/or motor. Sensory processing involves sensations that the body undergoes when dealing with the surrounding environments. Examples of sensory actions include pain, controlled by the hormone substance P, and pleasure, controlled by the hormone dopamine. Motor processing deals with the movement sent out by neurons, which the muscle responds to. Over time, certain movements are preferred, leading to muscle memory and established posture. Taking this into account, the brain has to process as much as 2 million bits of data in sensory and motor activity, which is done by the reticular activating system. The reticular activating system acts as a filter to the many pieces of information that the brain analyzes daily, prioritizing those that it deems as most important. The reticular formation does this by activating areas of the brain that are most used. Unconsciously, people's focus on certain activities tends to lead to routine habits that feed the reticular formation of the brain. Whether it is the positive core values or possibly harmful addictions, people have the choice to lead their life in different manners, as many do today. You can never truly know what a person is thinking, but by using hypnosis, hypnotic therapists can better understand the actions and habits of individuals. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hypnotize you to watch the rest of this video. You are getting very sleepy. That is what people usually think of. A person swinging a watch as they take control of the person in front of them. In some ways, such descriptions are close, but unlike theories of magic and brainwashing portrayed by many films, hypnosis is a trance-like state of heightened concentration that puts an individual's consciousness at the center of information processing. Hypnotherapists accomplish this trance-like state with the help of mental imagery, concentration, and soothing verbal repetition that eases the patient. Once relaxed, individuals' minds are more open to transformative messages. Hypnosis can also help people cope with negative emotional states like stress and anxiety, as well as pain, fatigue, insomnia, mood disorders, and all habits developed through earlier life. In conducting hypnotic research, Dr. Spiegel of Stanford University determined that susceptibility to hypnosis can be determined by looking at brain scans to analyze which parts of the brains are most active for each person. His team of researchers used fMRI to show the different brain signatures of high and low hypnotizable people. They found a higher connectivity between different brain regions in highly hypnotizable people. I'd love to stay. To find answers underlying hypnosis, I first interviewed Dr. Dejene Kasai of Mary Washington Hospital, who specialized in internal medicine. He told me that stress causes release of hormones that react to stress but increase blood pressure and heart rate with a boost of energy for flight or flight scenario. This causes harm in individuals if stress isn't dealt with and continues to cause mental health conditions. As going forward, I interviewed Dr. Hailu, who specialized in neuroscience and anesthesiology at Suburban Hospital. He told me that research done showed hypnotherapy had a massive 93% success rate after only 6 sessions compared to a 72% success rate with behavioral therapy. Also, majority of patients found that hypnotherapy reduced the severity of their IBS symptoms, eased their conditions, and made them more comfortable. And these are the reasons why I want to continue to research and advocate for hypnosis.